Hey guys, I'm BMC Rebel, and back with me is my partner in crime.
My name is Kaiju King122. I make videos of Godzilla and other topics, and I also review said figures when I make videos about Godzilla figures.
And today we're going to do an update on the SMG4 arcs. It's been like actually almost over a month since the new SMG4 arc, the lawsuit arc.
Well, in my opinion, that's like the best arc in my opinion because it's like they use like portions of like the DK rap for like Funky Kong slash Lawyer Kong, and like it's the cease and desist crap is funny. I mean, I think it's the best arc in my opinion, but like, probably have.
For my opinion, from I don't know, reading the comments and watching some older videos, I think that for my opinion, it's probably the Revelations arc.
The Revelations arc.
Yep.
Yeah, like for me, it goes up to the lawsuit arc, and I also like the rapper Bob arc quite a bit because I'm more and like other like some other arcs. This one delves a lot more into like character development for like Bob and all that, and actually like has him grow as a character more so than just being like a one-off kind of arc. I mean, they kind of did that with Meggy for the anime arc, didn't they? Like have the whole change, and they changed them again at the lawsuit arc at the end of that.
They already did that for the change in the lawsuit arc. They already did SMG4, SMG3, Bob, and Boopkins.
I don't know why they did all that, but they just did it. So I mean, like it's whatever.
To these SMG4 did say to avoid copyright.
Yeah, but they're in Australia and they have their own like little copyright law, and like Nintendo can't come after them due to because they're live in Australia, and their bases are in Australia. Their bases in Australia. They'll be safe. So I mean, there's no point in changing them, but they did anyways. I think it's to make it more original, but I mean, if you're gonna make like something like trying to make it original, then like just make something original. I mean, like they did Meta Runners. I mean, like, and also they did that drone series and
Murder drones.
uh, they tried to do a pilot for like a spin-off to like Meta Runner, and didn't they try to do like another series, original series? I don't, or did it, or am I thinking of like one that they have on development they haven't like done yet? I don't know.
I have no idea. The only series I know from Glitch Possessions is Meta Runner, Sunset Paradise, and Murder Drones.
Well, Sunset Paradise is actually more of like a spin-off to like an SMG4 series, so that doesn't really count. I'm talking more of like fully like original shows.
Okay, since we talked about the number one for our ranks, let's go from there to the bottom.
To the bottom.
Yes.
Okay. So the arc that I hate the most is going to have to be um well, anime arc's pretty funny because they got the anime Secret Service, so that's ingenious.
Yeah, put the first letters of those words together. What do you get?
Yeah, we know what you we know what we get. We know what you get. I don't know. I guess the Revelations arc I didn't really find that, or the Waluigi arc I didn't really find that like too interesting.
The Revelations are is like part two of the
Cosmology,
cosmology lore.
yeah, the lore. But well, okay then. But I'd have to say like either those two arcs because like I mean the Waluigi arc is just like I didn't really find that too interesting because it didn't really like delve too much into stuff. It's just more like Waluigi having like a hissy fit and just for not being in Smash and deciding to take it out on everybody and making a T-pose army. So
You don't know how long he's been in this trophy. Yeah, that's the reason why he got upset. He wants to be an actual spider.
well, yeah, well at least he's in Smash. I mean, there's like hundreds of other like Nintendo IPs that have not been in like Smash other than like as spirits. I can name like 20 off the top of my head. There's like so many. Because there's like so many like different Nintendo IPs and like Nintendo games that just like have like villains and antagonists and like protagonists and supporting characters and just minor off-side characters that really haven't been in Smash. So, uh, so so what art do you hate the most?
Okay, now don't hate me. Don't hate me for this, but it's still gotta be the Rubber Bob arc.
That's understandable. Is there a reason for that?
Do you have any idea how many times he like almost got SG4 Mario and his friends almost killed?
Well, yeah, but that was to, like show that he's a bad person here, and that as the arc goes on, he gets more like respectful and like he develops as a character.
Was this before or after they caused the anime arc?
I remember when the Rapper Bob arc was. No, the Rapper Bob arc was like the before the anime arc, I think.
Yeah.
But Maggie still sounded like a squid, gargled up squid. So. Um. So.
Okay, and YouTube arc. Which level does that fit to?
The YouTube arc. I actually really like the YouTube arc because it's like really makes fun of YouTube in like the best way possible because YouTube and its like CEO is just like so strict about like what you can and cannot post and like what falls under the fair use and like how often you can get like copy strikes if you like have like certain content in your video and like make fun of that in a like amazing way and also like they have like the whole Smg4 and Smg3 like parallel and the anti-cast and the normal cast like like they fight over that. I think that's pretty interesting like little way of like doing it. So I find the YouTube arc to be pretty interesting.
Those first few words that came out of your mouth maybe feel like it's going to get copyrighted or blocked.
It's not going to get copyrighted or blocked because we're not using any footage or anything. We're just talking.
And plus, if it wasn't for the YouTube arc, Genesis arc, and Revelations arc, I would come up with the idea of the YouTube verse.
Yeah.
Wait, was that a spoiler? Crap. Okay, going on to the next arc. Now that I think about it, let's talk about the Genesis arc.
The Genesis arc. I thought that was kind of interesting, but I didn't really find it that much interesting. The Genesis arc, it had like some funny moments here and there, but it was overall just like it was just it's in the middle, kind of. So
Yeah, it's a little bit up. It's a little bit up there in the near the Revelations arc.
yeah, well, I do gotta say though, I like the War of the Fat Italians. I like at the end of like almost every arc they do. Especially when they did this year for the lawsuit arc, that was pretty funny. Even though I kind of wish Lawyer Kong stuck around, but I can understand why he reverted back to Funky Kong. But yeah, it's pretty good. I like the War of the Fat Italians. Lawsuit arc is like the best one, and like the worst one is when like it doesn't happen in an arc, but like when Professor Egad actually decides to like sing for once. That was not a good time. That was very bad. I didn't like that.
From this year's Wolfie rap and last year's Wolfie rap, at least last year's was still better.
But yeah, well, I mean, I think this year is like better because like this year there's like really like big stakes at risk because like if they lost then everything just gets deleted. Whereas in last year's they're just like yeah some stuff will happen but you know that there ain't gonna be really any big stakes involved because
If Mario dies, their universe dies.
well yeah but this is like in a race everything just gets like erased. So
Avengers Infinity War.
yes, I'm sure that was probably one of the inspirations for that.
Okay, and in my last video, the anime arc was number one. So let's talk about that one.
That one's funny. Like I said, it has the ASS Anime Secret Service. That was hilarious.
And Axel.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, Axel, yeah, he's pretty cool. Like character introduction, I like that. And also like the stuff with Francis and all that stuff. It's just like that was hilarious because like at first Francis you think he's on your side, but then he's not, and he has his own little cronies, and they smuggling manga and anime and all that good stuff. Like it's like they're drug dealers, but they're like anime dealers. And then like Bob is just like
Still Bob.
yeah, Bob's still Bob just doesn't work for anybody. It's just Bob.
I still kind of wish we still have like a more of Axel in the past, like his backstory, origin, like what did he use to build Inkweaver?
I mean, there's a couple theories like online. I watched a very big comprehensible. I can't think of the word, but it was a very big iceberg video of all the Smg4 lore and the theories that I had, and it suggested that maybe the Inkweavers like ink came from Inkopolis and like the Inklings and all that stuff. It also suggested that maybe Meggie is also like born from the Inkweaver herself, but with like super like powerful ink that lets her live. Really outlandish theory, but that's what was in the iceberg. There's a bunch of other theories. It's amazing what people think of when you give them time. They become like Matt Pat.
I kind of theories that made my mind blown.
Well, yeah, that whole video like make your mind blown because that video is just like it's just like the whole time I was watching, I was like, wow, I didn't know SMG4 had this big of war. This is like bigger than like bigger than what's I can't really think of anything to compare it to. I mean, oh yeah, it's more hard to understand than the FNAF lore, and the FNAF lore is just like everywhere, but like SMG4 is just like also everywhere, but it's like tangled up in knots.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. I believe we covered every arc that SMG4 ever made.
What do you think he's gonna make in the future, though?
No idea.
Like, what would you like to see as an arc?
I do not know. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I don't. Let's not talking.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool if like they had an arc where they go back in the past and like have to repair all of the past arcs or something like that. Like it's like a Back to the Future type scenario, and like they can't run into the past selves. It actually would make a pretty cool arc. I hope that SMG4 like does that in the future. That'd be cool.
Didn't I have it in SMG4 for deleted inside the YouTube arc?
Yeah, well, he went like that YouTube arc didn't like go in the past and everything though. That just went like Well, it did a little bit, but I'm talking about like a full on like just like goes in the past. Maybe even have cameos for other characters like the Bad Star, Enzo, because Enzo's pretty much a forgotten character at this point, and um, like they can't meet their past selves, and I don't know, throw in a villain or something. Make SMG3 the villain. I don't know.
Didn't he get redeemed?
Yeah, well, everybody goes back to the old ways.
Well, that's all. Well, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe to my good pal Kaiju King122, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Yeah.